Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the channel. My name is Alckemy. Today we are going to be getting down on doing some fun stuff with some hardware. I think that I want to try to take a challenge today where I'm going to try to make the majority of things out of the box, so to speak. And so we're going to be playing this game on this moving back and forth to where I'll be doing stuff on the Digitact, I'll be doing stuff on the Iridium, and getting sounds into the DAW, but then putting them back into the other machines and creating this cool little network system in order to kind of come up with a sketch. So if I can come up with a sketch today, then I think that we did a good job. Also, let me adjust this because for whatever reason, this is pointed upward. It's kind of weird. I don't want it to look like I'm looking down on you. That's kind of strange. Kind of strange. Okay. Don't touch it. Yeah. Before we do that, though, we need to get these quick play spells out of the way, which I will leave a link in the Discord where to go if you want to submit a 15-second or less idea. You can do one per day, and anytime I have a new stream, I will play your stuff out. Just make sure that it's 15 seconds or less. So here's where we are. I think we have two. Yeah, so we've got Velvet and then we have Pink. You've got some really cool sketches, man. You just need to finish some music. That's all I really have to say. Oh, this is nice. Was this what you were talking about, Little Pink? Like with the basses in here? I would even say you could probably get away with reducing some of the lows in order to even the sound out just a bit. Just because it sounds like the sub is so overpowering over everything else. Like mixing is a pretty difficult thing to do. Well, it's an idea, so forget what I said, but just as a means of balancing things that are super heavily musical along with bass phrasing and stuff. I was actually just talking to Zayaku about that. Cool. So, okay, you all ready? Let's begin with a kick. Here we go. Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Alckemy SquarePants. All right, so we need two oscillators on this. Second one is also going to be a waveform. We're going to set this to white noise. Set this to reset the phase. Hey, Nate, what's good, bro? Oh, sorry, I need to switch this over. There we go. And we're going to be making a kick for now. So let's see. I need to go envelope. I'm going to go like this. Then I'm going to apply free one with a little bit of attack, kind of like so, with a really short decay. I'm going to go into mod target, add. This is going to be oscillator 2. Sure. We'll turn the mix down here. There we go. And we're going to go to free number 2. We're going to set this to mod target, add pitch. Mod targets. We can do it again. Mod targets, add, pitch. There we go. It's a decent starting point. Although pitch oscillator 2 mix. There we go. I'm gonna pull up my handy dandy volume keeper tracker. That's not bad, like, especially since no effects have been added. There is some distortion on here. Fuck, dude. Yeah. Sweet. Although I'm a little curious as to why it's making that sound. There's that little tail at the end. You hear it, it's like, wow. Ow. Wow. Wow. I don't know. Let's do just a little bit of distortion. It's really not a bad kick at all. I'm gonna go to the effects here. I'm gonna set this one to the drive rather, and then we're gonna grab an EQ here. This is on, right? Yes, it's on. Where's the other pole? Interesting. Okay. I'm going to turn on the low pass filter here. Turn this off. Yeah, we're still getting that, which I'm not really sure why. What is that sound coming from? My man Alckemy cooking more than a taco truck on a Tuesday and a good day too. What's up for sale? Yeah, you don't hear the tail? It's going, wow, wow, ow, wow. I think it's from this. I think it is. Wow. But even still, pulling that back, hold on, what's controlling what? Envelope 2, oscillator mix. Nope. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's this. No, but I like the way that sounds, aside from the tail. So I'm not too upset about it. Let me see if I can grab a compressor and see if this is going to improve this at all. It is affected by the pitch. Yeah, kind of strange, right? That's because something else on this is making noise. Ah, okay. It's not me, guys. It's the Digitact. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What is this in? G? Yeah, I figured it out. That's not a bad kick, though, by any means. I think I like that better, though. It's got a little bit more punch to it. I typically try not to compress shit unless I absolutely have to. But, I mean, in between the Waldorf and the analog heat, like, that sounds great. It's definitely workable. I'll say that much. Save. Easy kick. The new Mobb Deep album? No, I haven't. Did you listen to Cheese Beat Tape that he put out recently? Within the last couple days? Yeah, likewise. I'll definitely check out um definitely check out the Mobb Deep album. Get this into C. Is that C? I don't think that's C. That says that it's... It says it is, but... Is it? Is that in C? Yeah, it is. I guess there's just so much saturation on this sine wave that it's giving it probably a really big third harmonic. Yeah. Shit, I'm not upset about it. I'll take it. Nice little 808. Wait, let me clip it. Clip it. It's technically already clipped, to be fair. But just gonna do it again. Just gotta do it again, Playboy. God dang. Alright, cool. So we got a kick. We've got an 808. What the heck just happened to my YouTube channel? Computer's crashing out again. What the fuck, dude? Ah, these technical difficulties hurt my soul. Okay, I'm gonna back off of the saturation for now. And then we're gonna go and kind of do the same thing with this to where we'll create a waveform. Not make that mistake again. Go waveform. Mix, modulation, go to matrix, envelope 1. Nice. Just want it to be a little bit louder. Let's go to oscillator 3 and we kind of do the same thing. Set this to waveform. Let's go white noise. Oh, I don't know if I could do that or not, actually. I don't think that I can isolate. I'll figure it out. We'll see. I'm gonna set some attack on oscillator 3 here. Make this kind of fast. Turn the release all the way down. Turn the sustain down. What was I just on? Free 3. We're going to set this to oscillator 2 mix. Set that to pitch. Set this to free envelope 2. This is nice. Without any any other external effects, this is already sounding pretty good. Set this to a 12 high pass. We're gonna go cut off. We're gonna mod that to modulations. Go to matrix. I put it on free envelope 3. Cool. So now we'll go to Digiformer 2. We're also going to set this to a high pass. I mean, for the Iridium core, that's not a bad snare. We just need to make sure that filter 1 is following along with yeah, that's not half bad. Okay, on the Digiformer, we've got some other options that we can use. Nothing really on that. SVF, PPG, filters, maybe just a little bit of drive. Tube. Go to the effects here. You can add an EQ. And then on this, what I'll do is I'll go to modulations, go to matrix, and we're just going to set this to the amp envelope. All right, it's close, but I want a little bit more snap out of this. That one was really good. Okay, so that's more of just a phase thing to try to work with. And yeah, though, that's pretty even. All right, let me see if I can give this just a little bit. Oops. A little bit more oomph. Yeah, I'm the kind of person that's like, I want to be able to make drums in anything. So far, I think I'm doing pretty all right. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'm going to go to the pitch on this one and do this again. See if I can make this a little bit snappier. That one was way better. Might even just take that. So the pitch envelope was just not enough, and so I did it a second time in order to make it pop again. But I mean, for a hardware snare, it's not bad. I think I can actually do a little better, to be honest, but we'll see. I'm going to grab free envelope 3. And I'm going to set this to reset. That's consistent now. But what I'm going to do is I would like this to be oscillator 1 mix. And then I'm going to go to the mix here and see if I can turn this down. So that way we're getting a little bit more of like, this sounds very physical to me. I like that. And I like that. Sweet. That was pretty cool. Let's save it. I tried to type this in with my keyboard. Go Alckemy. Snare. Find an open spot. And then we'll go save. Nice. Let's do, also, let me see if I can adjust this. So that way you all can actually see what I'm doing. Almost. There we go. At least now you should be able to see the screen a little easier, right? And do you all like this view better or this view? I think that this is a little bit glary, so I tend to turn it off, but if you like it better with this, then, or with either one, but I think that this is the way to go. Excuse me. There we go. Cool. Okay, sweet. So now what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and make, let's see if we can make a cool rim shot out of this, yeah? So I'm just going to grab the wavetable and we're going to go to waveform and just grab noise. There we go. Sorry. That was annoying. Grab a band pass. Yeah, sounds great. Let's go mod 1, source, free envelope 2. I'm going to set this to mix 2. Envelope, free 2. Set a little bit of a delay on this. Actually, no, we'll just set a little bit of an attack on this. Then oscillator 2 is going to have a waveform on it as well. And we can play around with like this kind of shit. Now in filter 2, I'm going to open this up to a high pass filter. But just turn the level down a bit. Nice. That sounds pretty good. So, ow, fuck, my knee, my fucking knee. Damn it. Okay, so we're gonna do something really cool now. I'm gonna hit 1. Now this is recording. I just record that out and then I hit stop. I'm gonna go edit, normalize, edit, trim, edit, trim, edit, cut. Oh. I think we go here, edit, trim. Nice. And then we go zoom in. Edit, cut. Cool. So we could save this as a stick. And what's fun about this, we go return, we go save, is that I can use this as a resonator exciter. So we go add, got the stick, we go add the stick, add the stick. And so now we can actually add some physicality to this with the options that we have available, which I think is really fucking cool. It takes some time, but we need to go into the mix here. And then now we can mess with this a bit. Can I solo this? Normal. I can. Yeah, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. We can leave that where it is. And then on the timbre here, oh, edit, close, actions, remove, okay, remove. I wish that there was a way to have them not ask me every time I wanted to do that. Okay. Get rid of it. Remove. So now we have that cool sound, and we can go back into the mix here. And we've added a little bit of physicality to that, which that's freaking sick. Yeah, that's pretty dope. I really like that. It's a little bit quiet, but I think that with a little bit of external processing, maybe on the outside of this, and that's why I'm doing a hybrid of both working in the DAW and working out of the DAW, but eventually everything is going to go back into the Digitac too. And then it will, then it'll go back into the DAW. I'm just trying to see or experiment with the hybrid workflow of like, here's what this looks like if I wanted to try to start a track from doing everything from scratch. I'm also not married to the Waldorf, so we can do some other fun stuff here in a bit. I think that would also be kind of neat with recording things and whatnot, but it's a good starting point, a good foundation for, you know, we've got a good kick, we have a good stick hit, which I'd probably still want to like throw an OTT over that or something, but whatever, it's a starting point. Snares are great. We've got an 808. So yeah, as a matter of fact, let me just do this because actually, or what I'll do instead is I'll just keep editing or modifying this. Let me also play with the different distortion models on here. Okay. Saturation is like almost always the best. But sorry, I was just trying to see if I was going to get anything different out of that. Let's go filter. On the digiformer, what we'll do is let's try drive. It's not sounding like a stick anymore. On the filter here, I'm going to try to see if maybe I can change this to a 24. I like that as well. What's controlling what? Free envelope 2 is controlling. I guess unless if I change the overall amp, which I suppose I could do that. It's going to help me in the long run. So we'll go filter 1, envelope. We'll go free envelope 1. Set the amount here. We'll go to oscillator 1 mix. And so on the mix here, I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Sorry, I was worried about that. I'm going to do the same thing for oscillator 3. And the reason why is because I want to be able to have individual control over how long each tail is. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a great. Yeah, man, he doesn't miss. Okay, why? Why? Okay, whatever. Strange, but okay. See if this sounds any better. I think so. I think that this just sounds a little bit more airy. Let's do one more thing. Can you even tell a difference with that? I don't think I can. Even though it's significantly more quiet with not as much distortion, I think that's part of the reason why it doesn't sound as snappy. That's what I'm looking for right there. Just a little bit more air. I think that the Iridium is great for drums because of how snappy the envelopes are. I think a lot of people complain about it. They're like, oh, it's too sharp. And I'm like, yo, this is like perfect for transients. Sorry. I think that one. And because we are using noise, I know that they all probably sound 99.9999999% similar. But because they're rotating phase and stuff, it's a little different. Hey, Arl, what's up? Oh, shit. I didn't send you your thing yet. I am so sorry. I've been a little busy. A little busy with the world falling apart. You just had a pizza party? And you didn't invite us? By us, I mean Corey and I? The fuck? What is wrong with you? How could you? You don't love us. A pizza party, man? What the fuck? I want a pizza party. Actually, I don't want the party. I just want the pizza. Totally invite you guys, but you take a plane out this way. Hey, the way that things are going in the country, we might be out there before you know it. This isn't bad for a rim shot. I'm gonna move on. I can if the rim shot sucks in context, I can always replace it with something else. So I just wanted to show you all the process about like I just got all the main drums, most of the main drums anyways from what we need. You looking at a pizza party, are ya? Yeah, we're Canada's consideration. I don't know, anywhere that's not here. Okay, let's have some fun. I'm gonna make some hats now. Is this interesting to you all, by the way? Like watching me do this shit in hardware, is it really boring as fuck? I'm trying to keep it at least a little interesting, but if I need to move a little faster because I'm kind of brisking this, let me know. I want you all to stick around as long as possible. Some of the rumors are true. Rumor has it. Rumor has it. Modulations. Go to matrix. LFO1. Amount minus 100. LFOs. Shape. Sample and hold. Unipolar. Mode. Single trig. Mod. I doing the right thing? Mod? Warp? Yes. Technically, but it still sounds the same to me. Does this do anything? How about this? Negative. Have you seen the Mood 2? It's almost exactly the same as a microcosm, but I think it's actually cheaper. Whoa, what the fuck? What was that? Did you see that? What the hell? What the heezy? What the hell, Leandre? What the, what the? Cut. Oh, no. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. You like my vibrato? Vibrato, bitches. No. Fucking Mazda commercial. Yes. Edit. This is important because normalize. There we go. Save. Hat. I need you all to talk me out of getting the NPC Live 3. I've got some hard gas for that right now. Which, I'm not going to buy it, but I really want to. It's one of those things that I just want to have. I don't even want to touch it. I don't even want to do anything with it. I just want it. I'm just like, think of the possibilities. That's when somebody in the background needs to go, is it possible for you to shut the fuck up? You ever think about that? Huh? Do you? Wait, what just happened? That's where I say now. Dog show. We're done with this. We're done. Finito. Resonator. Exciter. Okay. Mix. Timbre? Now I'm starting to hear different stuff. There we go. We made a hat. You found a drum sequencer I might like. That is like the last thing that I need. Do tell. I'm always interested to see what's out there. Hi-hat sounds exactly like the footsteps in my favorite game as a kid, Below the Root. Oh no, I've seen Triaz. No. Triaz is no. Negative. I haven't even... What is Below the Root for? I've never heard of that game, to be honest. To be honest, I've never heard of such game. For one, amount. What am I sending this to? Everything. Everything. Oscillator 2. Modulation. Modulation. Oh, oscillator 2. What else we got here? What else can I absolutely destroy? No. A little bit of this could probably go a long way. Go to matrix. Then back to the envelopes. A little bit of attack could probably go a long way. Go to matrix. Okay, cool. So that way I assigned everything, and I can just set everything to LFO1 now. And I don't have to go and flip through a menu 50 million times. It's just kind of already there. So all I'm trying to do is give myself a little bit of randomness on this to be able to have different variations every time I hit this hi-hat. Saw what you said about the quick spell. Thanks for the advice. I have since Tilt EQ'd it, currently working it into my first attempt at a halftime try. Oh, the Commodore 64? Okay, I had a feeling. We made hats. Cool. I'm going to go back into the mod here, and we're going to go to LFO1. I'm going to go to the pitch, set the amount at 100%, see what that does, if anything. Sweet. Okay, so we need to go back and adjust the overall decay on that now because it's a bit too much. Now on the filter here, we will go to the cutoff and do the same thing. So we'll set the modulations up, go to matrix, turn the cutoff up just a bit. Really, one LFO can pretty much do all this stuff for us because we're just looking for a bunch of random. How about that? That's pretty nice. So what's cool about this is I'm going to do this again, but now we've got all these variations of all of this stuff, right? And then what I'm going to do on this is I'm going to reduce the amount of attack. Cool. Awesome. And so now we've got two batches of stuff that we can save. So let's save that. We'll call this rand hat. author, turn, bank, Alckemy presets, Alckemy. Yeah, I mean, this thing really can do it all. It's pretty awesome. There's not really a single sound in here that I'm like, oh, I can't do that. It's not the best at making neurobass, but it works. You really have to like dive deep, and like I would say the ultimate combo is having both this and the analog heat, and then if you have something else that has a filter thing in it, like Sherman filter bank would be really awesome to have, or just like a multiple filter thing, which if anybody knows of any hardware or something that does that, has like multiple more filters with effects and shit, that would really make my setup feel complete. This technically does, but this has such a big reduction in sound quality. How many filters does this have? 3 in total. This has another set of filters on here, but I want, like, I wish that there was like a hardware version of a parametric EQ. A hardware digital version of a parametric EQ or formant filter. Because that would help a lot. But yeah, you could still like do some cool stuff with this. It's just you kind of have to be crafty. How hi excuse me. Excuse me. Hi. Hi. Okay, hold on.
I'll tell you she's inside because she almost tore off the shade.
Tore off the shade? She started chewing it?
For her paw, she started pulling it.
Oh, did it fuck it up?
Hmm?
Did it fuck it up?
Almost.
But it's still intact? Okay.
She saw dog shit and like she got real like, and then she started with her paw.
She's an angel.
And she got it. She got it with her paw, and it was like.
She's an angel. Lol. Yeah, let me get through the percussion side of this first, and then I'll take you through the other stuff on this. So now what I'm going to do next is a couple of things. I'm going to set these to linked. And on this, we're going to go to filter 1. This is going to be a bandpass. Here. Then on digifilter 2, this will be here. So we'll have a double crossover. This is going to be a high pass. And on digifilter 1, do these move together as well? No. Okay. Modulations, go to matrix. Modulations, go to matrix. For how in depth this thing is, like I feel very fortunate that I was able to figure this thing out like very fast of how to navigate all this shit. Envelope, filter 1 envelope. It's going to be super duper fast, but this should give us some. Ow. Fuck. I am really sorry. Okay. Okay, on this, we're going to go into pitch as well. We're going to set this to LFO2. Bipolar, single trig. What I could also do is on filters here, I can set this to key tracking. So We go into a delay. Modulations, go to matrix, LFO2, amount all the way up. Oh, that's because it's ping ponged. I was like, why is it doing that? Modulations, go to matrix, effects, modulations, go to matrix. And we're basically building a percussive generator now. So I'm also going to grab an LR tilt. Modulations, go to matrix. It's going to be LFO1 because I don't want this to be bipolar. This one is going to be LFO2 because I do want it to be bipolar. You really can do so much with oops, fuck. Okay. Modulations, go to matrix. Basically just randomizing everything at this point. For funsies, effects, frequency shift, modulations. And this is a little slow because like in order for you to map something, you can't just be like send a matrix, which would be really nice. But what can you say? Cool. Now that we have that, modulations, go to matrix. Modulations, go to matrix. Modulations, go to matrix. Okay. So the next thing that we can do with this is set up different LFOs on here. Set this to LFO1, LFO2. Let's go LFO3, LFO4. On these, LFO3, unipolar, LFO4, unipolar, sample and hold, single trig, single trig. Also need to make these a lot slower. See what else we got. Let's try some drive. Still not doing what I want it to, but that's okay. We're going to add something else to it to try to make it a little bit more interesting here in a second. Manager. There should be a routing thing here as well. Routing. Yeah, to where we can ring mod 1 and 2, which is maybe worth giving a shot. There we go. Let's go free envelope 2. And then on this, I'd like to make sure that the timbre of this is something that's a little bit more physical. I think I'm going to set this one to a bandpass as well. Where is filter 2 cutoff? It's not on here. Table 3. Filter 2. Cutoff. Okay, maybe not. Maybe we'll go back to the high pass here. Sorry guys, I know this is kind of boring. Surely there's a way that I can make this more interesting. What else do I have? So the best I can think of hardware having multi-filter layering is of course MPC series, but also Poly Hector Vivo, which is basically grids, VCV, and hardware. I think I've seen the Bebo. That's like that's a pedal, right? If I'm not mistaken. Try ring mod. There we go. Yeah, now we're getting some cool stuff. Oh, Hector is its modular cousin. Okay, get some percussion in there. There we go. I'm gonna go here where I've already got this other at least I thought I did. I had another random patch that I made not too long ago. Random generator, here we go. That's cool. Cool. Just some random shit to kind of throw this through. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to send this into microcosm here, as well as the Zoya, and we're just going to get some random experimental sounds. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but I want to see if I can get some other cool shit out of this and have a little bit of fun with that. So wish me luck. So we need to mute this, then we need to turn this on, then we need to turn this on. Yeah, dope. That was sick. That was dope. That little dur, dur, dur. Jealous of what? Ooh, that was cool. Oh, well, I'm going to probably put this out for a pack for the members. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. All right, so let's bust out this now. And ow, fuck. I think I already have a preset on here. I guess I could just program one. Let me see if I can get this in here for you. Can you guys see this okay? Kind of. I don't expect you to be able to see the screen, but all right, so we need an output. Face modules, audio output, gain control on, done. Yeah. There we go. Okay, now we need an input. Stereo. Done. So, yeah. We just need to send a bunch of effects through this now, which is not too bad. Sorry, I'm trying to see if there's a way that I can rest this because it's kind of, I need to like, I'm trying to, I want to hover over it. It's a little awkward to hold in my hand and to try to push the buttons. Okay, let's do audio modules. We're going to do a buffer delay. And then let's do sure. No, let's do a looper. Oh no, I don't want to do a looper. It says max record time 1 second. Sampler. Let's go effect modules. Let's go gate, room reverb, chorus, vibrato, univibe. Let's go ring mod. Ew. You're so nasty. And then we can go into a delay with mod. Do I still own an NPC? No, I was telling chat to talk me out of getting one. Done. Let's do one more. Yeah, fuck it. Let's try a diffuser. What does that do? Ooh, what does this button do? Maybe not. Maybe bit modulator. Yeah, we could try the looper. So we'll send everything into the looper and then send that out and see what that does. Sorry for the sounds. Okay, so ring modulator audio in. Audio goes out. This is delay with mod in. Then is this, I don't know what these are, so I'm just double checking. We'll go looper in. That's the recording. That's the play. So that's record. That's play. Ooh, and then we have speed and shit. Oh, that's cool. Okay. As an effects box, I don't think I would use it for that personally. I would want to do more stuff with it. It's enticing, but it's the problem is that it still only has 4 effect inserts. But the fact that it's 4 times as powerful, give or take, Actually, I don't really know what the CPU cap is, but having 4 times the amount of RAM is kind of a big deal. Um, I don't know if this is gonna make noise. Let's find out. Oh right, I need to record. Hmm. Okay, that's really cool. However, I am going to delete that. I'll come back to that another time. Cool. Let's add a bunch of LFOs now. Or rather, sample and hold. Oh my god, is this... Wait, what? No, why are there so many sample and hold? Wait, what? Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Guys, what the fuck? Slot cap on the 3 doesn't make sense with this new spec. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either. It's like I think you should at least be able to yeet. I'd rather have more inserts than tracks, to be honest. Like, because you can essentially do 60% of what you need with a drum group, you know? And yeah, that's kind of my thing. Is like, bruh. I'm gonna go mix here. Drum group is OP. You can't handle the OP-ness. Ring modulator out. Modulator in. Okay. Audio in. Boom. Just gonna map this to a bunch of shit. No idea what this is. But I don't care. Okay. Trigger. Oh, CV input? No. Ah, man, I just want this thing to, like, do the thing. Does it have to be an LFO? Ah, fuck. Okay. No. Undo. Okay. Remind me not to use sample and hold again because it has to be... Wait, what happened to the other thing? Oh, no, it's still there. I'm sorry, guys. I'm working on it. I think it has to be an LFO. Waveform, square, ramp, sawtooth, random. Yeah, it's got to be a random. And then if you want to make the random smooth, then you have to put a slew limiter on it. So that's how that works. Okay. The fact that this exists is very cool. It's just not my favorite to program. Another LFO. Interface module. Although, thankfully for me, I don't want... Wait, what? There. LFO. I'm going to use magenta. Okay. So now I need to take the outputs of these and just map them to a bunch of different shit. So I go like that. Mix 50%. Oh, that's doing the thing. Hmm? Okay, well, do it some more. Yeah. 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 Okay, I think it's gonna do the thing. Okay. Now this fourth LFO, I'm going to use to control the speed of all of these. So now this is going to just be wild. I'm going to set the depth of this to like 30%. Just to back off of how crazy this is. See what that does. Nothing's happening. A lot of BT's patches don't work. That's cool. Wow. Hmm. Sorry. That's dope. cool. Sorry. Some pretty cool sounds. That was sick. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Just been trying to make some cool stuff, you know. Strictly with hardware, so I want to see what the process is like of like making all the sounds on hardware and then putting them into a hardware box. So we'll put this into the Digitakt 2, and then once I do that, then I will pull it back out of the Digitakt and back into Bitwig, and then try to finish a track, assuming I can get that far. But I haven't found any kind of musical material yet that I'm like, oh wow, this is really worth, you know, this is really worth making or really worth coming into. I'm thinking here. I really like that. That's pretty fucking sick. Cool. So maybe if we can get like a different sound over that. Let me save this patch real fast. And then... okay, whatever, it's saved. Yeah, we'll try Loot Force. See if something cool comes out of this. Fudge, Pink is my editor. Among many other people that they work for. I don't know your pronouns, sorry. It's still very easy for me to assume everyone's a he. should have a bunch of wavetables. Subs. This. I don't know my wavetables. Maybe I just need to get them in here. You make good money. Ooh. That's dope. Pretty dope. Turn this off for now. I feel like most of this stuff is definitely made for guitars, as opposed for like synths and stuff. Cool. Yeah, I'm trying to think, see if there's any other ways that I can get to some interesting musical ideas, but I think for the most part, just like basic waveforms and stuff are kind of the way to go for me. I don't know why that seems. Oh, maybe that's why. Nice. Cool sounds there. Okay. I think I'm ready to move on. So what I'm going to do now is it would be ideal if there was a way that I could just quickly, well, I suppose I could try. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compress this and then I will pull up the transfer. And this found the Digitact. So we just go here. We hit Command Delete. And with the Iridium Sound Kit, we just drag that here. And then we wait for that to finish up. Which this shouldn't take too long. I don't have anything in here that's like absolutely insane, so. But what's cool is we now can take that, turn that off, turn that off. And now that we have this kit loaded in, we can start building off of the Electron. Kind of. I wish that and I also don't understand what happened with like all those people that were coming out with sample managers. It's like 4 people came out with one thing and then they all just stopped supporting them. And I was like, why? Now they're all old and busted and like don't work half the time. Which makes me sad. There's still Loop Cloud, but Loop Cloud doesn't have the free browser anymore. And then like there's like sampling, but that's like 4 years old. Sononym hasn't been updated in well over a year. Like fuck. Come on. What the fuck? So my next sample pack is on hiatus until I get that fixed because I don't really know what else to do. And I have so many samples to sort through. So many samples. Yeah, I agree. Okay, this is almost done. Oh. Side note, I finished Hollow Knight last night. It's really nice. Corey fell asleep in my lap. She was out, and then I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna play some Hollow Knight or a Silk Song. And yeah, I ended up finishing that. That was awesome. What a game. Probably one of my top 10 games of all time. I don't know where it would sit, but damn, that game was good. Oh my gosh, it's putting me to sleep, dude. So this is a big issue of the Electron Diggy 2 is that this shit takes forever. All right, I think it's done. We done here? Is there a point to this sad story? All right. Round 2. Let me see if I can get this over here. That's a bit much. Are you ready for round 2? Okay, cool. So now I can scoot over here. And on the Diggy Tact 2, diggy. Ball with the ball, the paint. I'm just kidding. Tell me when to go. I'm just kidding. Let's go over. There's also no drag and drop, which no hardware thing that I know of does that. Kind of stinks. Okay, I'm gonna go into samples, shift samples, project RAM. Wait, what? Project load. Yes. No. Yes. Go dumb. Ooh. Cool. No. No. Samples. I suppose you can sample directly into the Diggy tags, but I don't want to do that with everything. So just gonna get rid of all this shit. Select all, unload. Yes. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go no drive Hold on one sec. You see my hand here? Yeah. And I'm going to go into... Did it do it? It did. Go here. I go load to project. Yes. To make the process even longer, resample everything through a speak mic combo. No. 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 I'm curious if how much RAM does the Digitac 2 have? Can somebody Google that for me? This is almost done. It's just loading. It's taking forever. Ever and ever. Okay. All right. Guys. Okay. Mixer. Turn everything up. Turn everything up. I still have no idea what the fuck I'm going to even make, so it's probably going to suck. We're going to have some fun, by golly damn it. No. Start. Gosh. Why is that so quiet? The fucking gain staging, bro. Are you gain staging me, bro? Bruh, are you gain staging me right now? No, that's 20 gigabytes of storage. How much RAM? No, you're good. Ooh, I like that better. Shit is so gain staged right now. I wish my shit was gain staged. Bro, you you trying to get gain staged, bro? I don't even know if you can handle that. Like, you need the gains. I'm gonna set this to slice. Yes. Ugh. Maybe 16 slices. Wait, is this what I want though? Yeah, I think slice is what I want, right? For the slice mode. Hit down. Yes. Edit slice points. Yes. Create slice grid. 16. Transient detection on. Yes. Okay, what about the next one? Oh, you all can't see that. You can't see anything that I'm doing. That's not good. Yes, babe?
Can I show you a picture?
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. You happy about that?
I'm very relieved. Need to change pants.
Pants!
Possibly without comfortable. Huh. You know this. Mad at me earlier. She was mad. She was so mad. Are you cranky? Sure hungry?
There we go. I drink protein for serious gain staging. Me? No. The problem with the slice mode here is that it didn't really detect the transients, and so it's kind of fucking everything up. But I guess this is kind of where I can play, is to just try some different slices and see how that works out. Imagine feeling anything at all. I actually like that. That's pretty cool. Shit, what did I just do? Oh, I think I... I didn't hear anything, do you? Now I do. Ooh, that's nice. Dope. Well, I just needed a hook, you know, just something. Something that could kind of help me out with finding, you know, something interesting on this. Let's see what else we can find on this though. That's kind of cool too. Lots of ideas here. Kind of just need to pick one. I mean, on the other hand, I like that there's like 4 different things, you know, and I can just kind of toggle or alternate in between each one. But I think that, you know, having the jam here is the most important part, because once we do that, then we can kind of play and do some more on this. But I think that what I might do is just sketch out a few different patterns or a few different ideas, and then maybe I'll pick the best one and then be like, okay, we're going to make a beat out of this, and then I'll spice everything up into the DAW. But I'm happy that I was able to show, or at least get this far of like, yo, here's how you can make everything inside of, you know, hardware, and then get to the Digitact part anyways, or whatever Groovebox you have. And I'm trying to think if this experience would be any different other than if I had a different box or something. And I think that at some point it's just all kind of there. I think that I don't know, on one end I'm like, oh, I need more variation, I need all this other stuff, and it's like super loop based and all that, and I want like the details and whatever. And I think that's the hardest part with like making a bass track out of this or something, you know, is you want to get all of the fine details and all of that other stuff. But I think that the downside to it is that you kind of have to like reorganize how you plan a track out, you know? Because I can do that, you know, I can make the beat more complex and extend it out or whatever, but I'm kind of thinking about the vibe and like, all right, how can I like really make this a lot more exciting and all that? And having building this imagination or this connection between having something that's like, okay, well, I got something in here, what do I do next, both within the digitact and within the DAW, is like, where's my cutoff point of, okay, it's time to stem everything out and put it back into the DAW. Because like I could have already made probably 5 or 6 of these ideas in the DAW in a fraction of the time, but again, just trying to build the interaction and have things that I can work with. And at the very least, I can go save project. And now this is something that I can Tiger. Sure. Um, you know what I mean? This is something that I can recall if I ever want to come back to it or whatever. You know what I mean? And I don't have to do like 100% in the Waldorf Iridium to the analog heat to the Imprezoya to the whatever every single time, but just building that, hey, this is relatively without a DAW. I think that just like straight up sampling from the Digitact would not be very much fun, unless if it was already like a drum groove or something, a drum groove slash, what's the word I'm looking for? Like song or thing that you can sample directly. And I think that's like the coming to Jesus terms that I have with a lot of this other stuff, is that while I'm really inspired to do beat tape-esque things, I'm trying to stay out of just making loops, you know? I really want to make like a dynamic beat tape and make that the centerpiece of the kind of music that I make. But there's this artistic struggle of trying to have a little bit of progression and storytelling through these tracks, but in this amount of time, and not leaning on the hip hop side of it too much. Does that make sense at all? Like I still want it to be electronic bass music, but it's weird. Like whenever I use groove boxes and stuff, I get very like sample oriented and being like, it's very easy to get tunnel vision for just turning it into a hip hop beat, because I know that's like what's going to work and you don't have to make it too complicated. So being able to see the bigger picture of things sometimes I think is also helpful. That happened with a dubstep track, or the dubstep track that I wrote. They are different, but they're also not, right? Because the vision is the most important thing. You know? And so it's kind of this matter of what results that you'll get to. But I think that even just having a starting point with this like little beat thing or whatever, and then being like, okay, let's turn this into a halftime, because like I don't have to take everything, you know. And that's what I'm trying to build, is that fortitude about being like, let me just sketch on here without worrying about what it's supposed to be, like I did with the different hooks and whatever, and just like have fun doing that. And then I'll just use those loops and like I can create something completely different out of it. It doesn't even have to be the same stuff. I don't have to stick to the idea at all. But what I would like to do is to throw a wrench in my system to help me to keep making decisions, because that's the hardest part, right? Sometimes is just running out of decisions to make. So, yeah, I think that Monday we'll do the day 2, and then I'll just pull this project back up and then I'll sample everything out and then I'll just start working within the DAW. So we've got day one where we made some material, and then day two we can be like, yo, we can turn this into a full beat or something. And I think this would be a really interesting I don't know, like video experience. I just don't know how I would necessarily document all of this other than summarize it, you know. But at least you all watching live get to see the process unfold, even if this beat sucks, you know. Because let's be real, I'm not making any hot shit right now. Sometimes I do, but not today, and I'm okay with that. Or maybe when I throw it into the DAW, I can save it and be like, okay, now I found something external or something that was unexpected, and like, you know, everything comes together, because I've had those experiences as well. But just sharing that with people, I think, is a really valuable thing, because I've always had trouble trying to find those connections of how do people go from this to this, you know, how do you go from point A to point B? How do you open up a DAW and just start making decisions? I get those questions a lot. Mostly on private lessons, to be honest, but I think that most people that watch me here have quite a bit of experience, which is cool, you know. Everyone's welcome. But yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts on that, or any discussion topics regarding that whole shebang? Oh, this is working now. I let the wind guide me. That's fine. I mean, that's what I usually do too, but this is a little bit more planned. Like this was a project that I'm like, yo, I got all this hardware, like let me try to make something with it. To which I will say, like, I've already made tracks with everything here that's on this desk, you know, several tracks actually. But it's kind of cool seeing it come together to where the DAW is just that last 5% of makeup stuff. So, you know, like some of the kicks and things that I made had a little bit of clipping, you know, a little bit of transient shaping. And that's part of the reason why I love Electron in a lot of cases. And that's also why I think it's important to be flexible with that. And like if you're going to have a groove box, having immediate connection to the DAW that can like bounce sounds back and forth very quickly is just as important to me. Unless if everything is just going to the DAW, you know. So the fact that you have USB audio over the MPC now is actually a pretty big deal. It's just that I think the order of operations would change. Excuse me. So you would do probably some sound design, or you could do some sound design in the MPC Live, and then you could make your sequence, and then you can just record everything into the DAW. Whereas I think from before you had to run the MPC plugin and try to figure it out there, and that was a freaking nightmare. So it would, like the connectivity between those two talking were just abysmal. And the thing about Electron is they've always had overbridge, and so you just plug the thing in, and you could literally control, you know, whatever Electron box you have, sans the Digitact, or sorry, sans the Octatrack, and just do that, which has always been pretty nice. I'm still really disappointed though that there is no drag and drop sampling on Overbridge. Like that blows to me. Because how nice would it be to just be like, yo, I'm gonna just, you know, have a batch kit of whatever this is and just drag and drop, you know? It kind of is there, sort of, if you saw what I did with the transfer, but I want it to be like from the DAW to the Digitact or whatever, and then at least be like save, or like, you know, create a new folder as it does whenever you make a new transfer anyways, and whatever you move that day is saved in that folder. But I don't know. Yeah. Are there any boxes that do that? That's a good question. I don't actually know. But that doesn't mean that there shouldn't be a first, right? I mean, the iPad, kind of. You can just airdrop stuff super fast. But I don't think that there's anything that's like VST connected that you can just bloop. Is there? I think so too. It's weird. I think that, most people get groove boxes to get out of the DAW, but I find that all of the gear that I have is more of a DAW complement as opposed to like a get out. I think the most get out thing that I own is the iPad because it's super independent. That's like the one thing that can literally do everything. You want kicks, fine. You want snares, it's got you. Neuro basses, fuck it. Heavy basses, pads, granular shit. You have to buy the plugins for it, but it's got the longest battery life of anything else. Plus, it has more available apps and more. Um, it has better sound design capabilities, better sequencing capabilities, and definitely more power. The one thing with the MPC is that you lose out on the physicality of it, and also just like the clout of like, yo, I got an MPC. To which, yeah, the more that I think about it, I'm like, why don't I just fucking bust open the iPad? You have it work alongside Bitwig. Yeah. The pads are dope, by all means. I think the pads are sick. Y'all like my singing? Y'all like my singing? Yeah. Ha. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't know. I wish that there was an easier setup for making bases on this stuff. I'm glad that I did it, and I don't know if you all saw the video that I made with the Waldorf Iridium and the analog heat. I made a fucking sick bass. It was probably one of the coolest basses I ever made. But I still need more. I still need more effects. Oh. And preferably modulators. Yeah, more filters. I mean, yeah, I suppose I could use this for like a mid channel or something to where I just have like a phaser, flanger, chorus or something on the mids and a band pass or whatever. This can do it, but there's a severe degradation in audio quality, and it's very noticeable. And I'm like, ah, shit, fuck, fuck. Hey, Danny, what's up? Did anybody have any questions about anything that I did today? No questions. No questions. Oh, there's only 4 of you. That's why there are no questions. Not strictly about what I did today, but consider diving into Zen Harmony. I don't know what that is, but to answer your question, no. I am, in general, I am so focused on what I'm doing. As far as like music goals and microtonal. I mean, No, not specifically, but I will say like I do use a lot of atonal sounds that might not be across, a specific number of intervals, but I use a lot of really, yeah, just inharmonic sounds. And I prefer that over like trying to sell microtonal. I think that if I ever make a microtonal track, quote unquote, I'm not going to tell anybody. I'm just going to make it. But I think too many people are way too focused on like, yeah, it's a microtonal track and it's like experimental and like IDM, bruh. And I'm like, dude, just make the fucking song. Like I don't care. Like just because it's microtonal or whatever doesn't make it cool. It's more about make a composition that sounds unique and compelling, And I'm not saying that people shouldn't do it. I just am kind of turned off by when I guess how some people have reacted to. Have you heard of my sick micro bass? You know what she said? That's not the only thing that's micro. No, I'm just kidding. She said you got micro toes. Um, but yeah, I mean, Bitwig has it. It's called EDO. Makes sense. I feel like many people interested in art are more like theorists than producers. Yeah, I think you're right. And I think people who are really into theory, it's a place that they can explore there. And I think you should, by all means. Like I think absolutely. I think anybody if you like something about music and you're interested in it, please don't ever listen to me and my pessimism of over not being interested in something. Like just because I'm not interested in it doesn't mean that someone else, including whoever's watching, shouldn't do it. But I could see that, people that are really into theory and stuff getting into, intervals outside of Western musicality. And I've messed with it. I mean, to me, um, it pops up. It pops up in my music without me labeling it. I think that's the best way I can describe it because in my opinion the whole appeal to microtonality isn't look at how many intervals are between, you know, these notes. It's more of the harmonic relationship based off of a ratio, you know. So mathematically, if you were to play a triad and you were to look at the number values of what those tones were, there is a ratio, a relationship via ratio that makes them sound the way that they do. So when you talk about FM synthesis and you're starting to introduce things that are slightly detuned and you're starting to introduce stuff that is a little bit off, or if you play two notes together, they create a vibration and an interaction. Um, I might not be fitting 16 intervals between 12 notes, but there are things that overlap, I think is the best way I could describe that. And so I try not to focus too much on that aspect, but rather take note over what sonic characteristics it has and use it to that advantage when I find it necessary. That sounded very political. I'm sorry, but that's the best that I can explain that. Best way that I can explain that. Oh. I think it would also be cool if there was some kind of like MIDI keyboard or something that helped you out with that. But I think that until MIDI 2.0 is common within every device, it's going to be a bit. Because I think that MIDI 2.0 can do microtonal stuff, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think that MIDI 1 or whatever version they're on only has, you know, notes that are divvied up on a piano roll. So what, 88 notes? Does MIDI 2.0 support microtonal? Yeah, so MIDI 2.0 does. I kind of already explained it. It's basically music that is outside of a Western scale. So, like, if you look at an EDO thing, which I don't remember what it stands for. Micro pitch. Equal division of the octave. Thanks. So, for one, between this octave, you can set your own custom intervals here, kind of like so. Or basically, it's like here's a 12 note scale. How many intervals are between A sharp 3 and G sharp 3, right? So if you stack this up and you move this, you can kind of set this to have like weird custom tuning in between what is on an octave. That's the first one. The second one is there's another one here. Is you've got 19, 22, and 31 EDO. So you can set however many intervals you want. Let's say you've got 12 intervals, but then you can set how many divisions you want in between. So how many divisions is it going to take you to go from C3 to C4? Which is also pretty cool. And I guess this supports up to 31. Oh, this supports up to 127. Interesting. Yeah. So it'll fuck up your keyboard figuratively, not literally, but yeah, you get all these cool little like in between pitches and stuff, you know? But what ends up happening when you have these offsets here is to be honest with you, you end up getting respaces. Like for example, not respaces, but you end up getting reses a lot if you play like two notes, you know? So let me set this to chromatic. Okay, that's on C. Yeah. Or you get bells. That's also another thing that this really sounds a lot like. So if you were to do this, yeah. If we were to play two notes together, You see, you just get cool detuning. It's really good for horror music. Um, but yeah, that's how that works. And I think that Ableton has it now as well. I don't know what other DAWs have it, but I know that, yeah, maybe ambient or soundscapey, something like that. Ouch. Um, so yeah, cool. Well, I think I'm cooked for now. Two Sag Cakewalk. Next, stock instruments don't support microtonality. Is that what you're using? Thanks for the micro lesson. Ah, I see what you did there. Cheers. I think Reaper. Try Reaper. I think Reaper has microtonal stuff. And if it doesn't, I think that there's a script that you can get for it for free. So, and you can use Reaper for free for a pretty long time without needing to pay what $60 for it or something. So, but yeah. All right, guys. I am going to spend the rest of the evening with my dog and my girlfriend, and we'll be back Monday where I'll be picking this up, no matter how much I hate this idea, and trying to make a track out of it, bringing it back into the DAW from the box. So that'll be fun. But all right, guys. Much love. Thank you so much for everything, and I will see you all on Monday. Bye, everybody.